Hello, it's Q here, and welcome to YouTube's most underproduced, poorly produced Amiga channel, Hold and Modify. Today's project is the 3000 again. YouTube's only frequently updated Amiga 3000 channel. That's not true. We're back in here because it's never ending, as we all know. As you'll see, I'm still using the SCSI hard drive. I am still waiting on my SCSI to SD that is coming from across the pond, and well, I don't imagine that'll be here anytime soon. What I'm going to do is I've got this GoTech, and this works. This is a high-density 3000 floppy drive. I want to put this all back together, but I need a way to get files in and out of the 3000. I don't have any networking cards. I don't have a clip box, and I wouldn't know how to get any of that stuff up and running, not without lots of back and forth. So for me, the simple thing is that since I have this 1200 sitting right next to it, I can just LHA files onto floppies and pop them into this. But then I thought, well, yeah, I can do that, but I have this GoTech. So let's put this GoTech in this external case, this external floppy drive. And at least this way I've got the USB that I can pop out and put into my Mac or PC and load up with ADFs. And that way I'm not having to sneaker net a floppy back and forth constantly. I can have a whole pile of data on floppies here. So one of the things I want to do as well is the 3000 power supply works great. As we know, it is fan noisy. The hard drive is as noisy, but the hard drive does actually quiet down once it's warmed up, for lack of a better term. So for the fan on this 3000 power supply, I've got a Noctua here that I'm going to replace it with. Okay, let's get into this. Okay, so here we are, and I'm hoping you can see all this. I'm going to try to remember to periodically check back and make sure you can. Again, I'm going to... what am I going to do? I'm going to edit around most of this. I'm not going to force you guys to watch me do this the entire time. So you're going to have some jumps in the edit. I apologize, and some cuts and whatnot, but that's just the way it's got to be to get this done. So I am. What am I doing? I'm pulling out the 3000 floppy. Why? Because it works. Oh no, I'm pulling out the 3000 floppy because one of the other things I have to do is clean it. So I guess you're gonna get to see that as well. So let me slide that out. That'll instantly disconnect it from its cable because it's extremely short, extremely annoyingly short. And this is where I go. Where is my flathead screwdriver thing? It's way over here. Okay. This is not a iFixit kit. Oh my gosh. Sorry for the sounds you're hearing. This is a Amazon Chinesium kit. It's done me well. It's worked quite well. It has always had everything I need on it. And despite it looking like I don't put things back where they go and start losing bits, I do actually put things back. What always scares me is sometimes I put screws for my Amigas in here to keep track of them. You can kind of hear them rattling around. But I don't know what those screws are for now. I don't know what they go to. Isn't that great? So what I want to do here is pop this lid off. Okay, so should kind of just pop off. So I'm trying to get this tab here off the back. Okay, I'm going to go off camera a little bit so you don't see that my paid intern is doing this for me. It's not true, there's no paid intern. Okay. It's severely... Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, so... Hey, look at that. Pops right off. No problem. No problem whatsoever. We can get a look in there, see what's happening with the stuff. Doesn't look too terrible. I'm gonna clean the gear, the heads, and then blow it out and grossness and Q-tip it and stuff. And then anything that moves, I'll put a little bit of lithium on, just a little bit, not crazy amounts, just a little bit. Anything that moves, so it lubricates the action. I've been doing that to all my Floppy. But yeah, you can see this has lots of just grody in it. Lots of grody. All right, I didn't bring the Q-tips with me, so I'm gonna go get those. I'll be right back. And I'm back. I've got my Q-tips. Lots of Q-tips, and I've got my alcohol spray. I already blew this out, and when you blow it out with the canned air, try and blow it this direction, so everything goes out this way instead of kind of just blowing straight in and having it all kind of jam up in the back. I just find you do that, then I kind of do a side hit, and that usually gets it. The rest we'll get with the Q-tip, any lingering goobers. So what I'm going to do is I have my IPA, which is 99, and it's in this hairspray bottle I got off of Amazon. So I'm going to spray it, and we never want to waste IPA, so I'm going to spray it over the Amiga, and wherever that IPA shall fall, it'll do some cleaning. So the Picasso gets a little bath there. Then I'm going to go in and just do the standard kind of gentle rubbings. Yes, that's nice. Rub. And then a little bit of cleaning there and around, making sure to gently get under there and on there. And then we'll look at the Q-tip and we'll go, well, it's a little unfocused and dirty. Not horrible though. There's a weird smudge on top of here. Not sure. I'm not going to press too hard with that. So next, yeah, I've got the gear here, which is full of black yak. I'm going to spray it directly into the IPA. And then, ooh, that smells so good. It's like a bar. And I'll get in there and kind of clean it. You guys have seen this a million times in other videos, so I'm not going to go nuts with it. And I like to try and hit this part too. You can see it's starting to, Q-tip is starting to get kind of gross. It's not really, cameras aren't really focusing, but yes, I use an iPhone to record my videos, guys. I don't have any kind of deluxe camera, and I don't use any of the fancy apps that you can get on the phone to do better video recording. I'm so, as you guys know, extremely lazy, and the iPhone just records so quick and easy that I just stick to it, knowing that, yeah, occasionally I'm going to have issues where focusing doesn't work or audio is weird. But hey, at least I'm editing now, so you don't have to listen to me ramble on and on like I'm doing right now. And next, the goo, white lithium goo. White lithium goo. And again, don't go crazy with this stuff. You know, it's not, it's just don't go crazy with it. Sorry, I like to hit the joints where there's things gonna move or interact. Just helps with the action. Helps with the action, baby. Give me your actions. Oh, he's singing again. I gotta remember to stop that. These guys, let me make sure I've got, where's my test floppy at? Alright, so I'm going to test this action here. Goes in nicely, flies out, goes in nicely, flies out. That's action. What I'm going to do is hit the right protect and this type of guys. Just a little bit. What's left is from the last onto the pin that's here. Okay. And we'll go ahead and put our test floppy back in. Yep. Go ahead and move the right to protect switch. Okay. Just making sure everything fits in there. Yep. It's doing its thing. All right, so that's got good action. The head's cleaned up, and if the motor's good, this hopefully works. But what we need to do, I've cleaned and maintenance the floppy. I need to put it back in the system, turn the system on, make sure it still works before I go through and do a whole mess of other stuff, because that would just be horrible. Amiga 3000 powers activate. This is my known working. Actually, you know what? I don't think this floppy works. Why am I using this one? Okay, we know this one works. This is my easy ADF. So this 3000 takes a while to boot. There we go. Okay, so we are booted in our beautiful, slightly altered 40 hertz Picasso mode, so I don't have any jail bars on the screen. So what I'm going to do now is put the floppy in. Okay, that red loaded up nice and quick. That's good. Sounds good. Let's put in a known bad floppy. Okay, pop that out. Woo, that thing flies out of there nice and fast now. Let's put in a known bad floppy. Okay, that's all right. But format, that's not what it says on the disc. No trash can. We're going to do a full format because I think this has bad blocks on it. Let's see if we can do it. So yeah, this disc was a known bad. It wasn't formatting properly. Bad block errors, weirdness, checksum error, whatever. All the weird floppy errors were coming up. And here we go. 100% initializing disk. Yay! Look at that. It worked. That was a known dead floppy. At least with this floppy drive, before I cleaned it or maintenanced it, wouldn't do anything. Let's I don't have a keyboard. You big dummy. Let's go to the command directory and let's just grab some stuff and copy it to the disk. There it goes. I willy-nilly just grabbed a bunch of stuff. Hopefully it doesn't fill up the disk. I mean, actually it would be good if it filled up the disk. And what do we have here? That's a nice big file. Copying. This is good. This is good stuff, folks. This is quality entertainment right here. All right, so I've got the 3000 here, unplugged and powered off. So I can do all the gizmos that go into the back of it, into the side of it, because I need to pick it up. I have never done this. Yeah, go figure, right? I don't know how hard or simple this is. I am going to try and give you a better view, but not too exciting. I mean, obviously the power supply needs to come out. Yeah, there's not going to be a way to cheat that. You're going to have to take, like everything with a 3000, you're going to have to take everything out. Whenever you want to do anything with it, it all has to come out. It's just the way it is. Which means I have to take this Picasso card out, and I swear every time I take this thing out, it dies a little more inside. I think it would get easier. Over here. Yeah. I actually wondered if this was... it was actually, it's a little loose. It wasn't plugged in all the way. I hate how that works. But yeah, the heatsink, that's my heatsink solution, by the way. Let me see if I can do some in-camera zoom. All right. So yeah, that's what I'm using for the heatsink. It's a just one of those Amazon gets. It comes with a sticky thermal pad thingy, and put it on there. No fans, of course, except for the 3000 fan. It seems to do the job, and it clears. It clears. I mean, it may even touch. And the thing is, if it actually touches the bottom of the tray, that's very minute additional heat distribution. But it's there. This 60 that always worries me the way it sits in. There's no support feet for it. So let's get this off. I'm gonna put background music in this. I actually have some. Is it playing right now? Did I actually turn it on and add it to the edit? Are we hearing music through all of my weird, awkward silences, or are we just staring at my chubby forearms disassemble Amiga 3000 parts? Okay. Watch Q electrocute himself. Okay, so that folds open once you actually... There you go. That folds open once you do everything. It's like you gotta take all the screws out, duh, and then it's kind of hinged and opens up. Now there are things in here that could kill you, so be careful. Don't touch them. I have been zapped a couple times by 120. It's not fun. It's not fun. I'm gonna blow this out off camera again because it's full of grossness. Oh. But, jeez Louise, oh weasel. Really clean old needle. Alright, so this slid in like this, and they chose to put the... Oops, sorry. They tell you with the little arrows. Now, if they don't, the secret, the easy way to remember which direction airflow in a fan works, you see, if you can see the little curvy pedals twisting towards you, see how they twist and they fold towards you? They're going to scoop. Those are like scoops, and they scoop the air out that way. So if you look at it this way, you're like, well, those twist kind of towards me, but up. Yeah, but they're scooping. They're scooping. They're like spoons, right? Air spoons. So if you see the twist, and they're going to spin this way and scoop the air out. But, you know, it tells you anyway. But that's the trick. Like, we're building PCs and stuff, and you have a fan in your hand that's not marked. You just, you know, some people are like, well, just look at the hub. It's true. Most of the time, you just make sure that, you know, the hub, wherever the hub is, the air is going to go past the hub. Like it's, yeah, it's being pushed. Now, oh my gosh, did I throw it out? I'm going to keep this in the video. I was going to edit this portion out, guys, but I'm going to keep it in the video. I threw it out, didn't I? I bet it was a little tiny package in a package. Kind of like, see how tiny this is? So you're going to open this up. What's in here? I'm going to open this up, and yeah, this is my industrial grade 2 gig SD card for the SCSI to SD. But I also ordered to make this super easy for me, because as we all know, these come with 3-pin fan connectors, and the connector on the Amiga is a 2-pin. Well, you can very easily cut this and do a splice. It's not a hard, even I could do that. But just to make things really easy for me, I ordered a 3-to-2 converter. Yep, I actually did that. I paid the like 50 cents for a 3-pin to 2-pin converter, and I just realized that when I opened this packaging up and set everything aside, that I probably tossed it out. I saw this, I saw the fan, and I bet there was a little baggie or something for the converter, and I tossed it. That sucks. So it came down to this. Yeah, I had to cut the wires and then splice them together. And now I'm going to, you know, use the hot thing that puts liquid goo on it. I probably should have watched even just one video on how to solder before I did this. Oh heavens. I've heard of tinning the lead, right? We want to get this wire heated up. So and kind of like goop it along and make it look like liquid metal terminator. Okay, so I did that. Also, yes, I did test the fan. I turned everything on and make sure it's blowing the right way. This is now the quietest Amiga. It makes no noise. So if you want an Amiga 3000 that's really silent, then yes, get the Noctua fan, their 80mm classic. So let's heat this wire up again. Looking at it with my amazing LED. This is one of those super cheap wellers you get. It's on and off, and then they have a companion solder they recommend for doing what I'm doing. I mean, obviously this is pathetically simple. So I'm going to now look at this closely. Looks decent-ish. I don't have a stand for this. I don't have a way to clean the tip right now. Do I even have a sponge up here? Like a wet sponge? That would even help. I know I've seen that. Oh, gosh. All right, keep the laughter to a minimum. I just used my butt connectors to crimp on some protection so that they won't... Yeah, I know. Okay, got that back in there and secured and verified that yes, it is blowing air out. One of the simpler things you can do too, guys, turn the fan on and then just get something light and thin, like a piece of toilet paper, potty paper, TP, shit rag, whatever you want to call it, and just hang it in front of the fan and to see what it does. If it blows out, good. If it sucks it in, then yeah, it's wrong. So we've gotten that, and now I have to go through the wonderful process of remembering screws. Like these guys that never wanted to undo, and that's because they were screws for the power connector, the D dingus, whatever this thing is called. I'll probably never be able to get these back in. We know the power supply worked, the fan worked, we know it was silent, so the only noise you're going to be hearing is the hard drive. Let's, you know what, let's go full confidence mode. Power. So, good news, bad news. Let's go into handheld mode, guys. The soldering job I did on the power light doesn't seem to be working. The hard drive light's working. Good news is the computer, I always do that, computer is booting. And again, all you're hearing is the hard drive. This is the entire boot process my 3000 goes through every time I turn it on. It reboots much faster. Cold boots, or I'm sorry, warm reboots faster, but this initial boot takes forever. I mean, you can hear the sound of the hard drive relative to the floppy tick, so that gives you an idea of the scale of the sound. I mean, it's not terrible. It really isn't. A lot of that noise was coming from the fan. The stock fan was just really, really noisy. Where's that old stock fan at? Yeah, this is just a noisy fan. So we put in that Noctua, and it's nice and quiet. And yeah, it's blowing air. So you can hear the hard drive doing its thing. Good to go. So I'm gonna get this all cleaned up, get it hooked up to this monitor, and of course I'll crack it open one last time to try and get this LED going, and maybe in a future video you will see the 3000 with its power LED working. So thank you for watching. I hope you got something out of this mess, me fumbling around doing these final 3000 tweaks. Next thing to do on this will be the SCSI to SD when it arrives, but again, this SCSI hard drive is not so bad. And now I will leave you because my air conditioning is turning on once again. Everybody, thanks for watching. Have a great, whatever it is, night or day. Bye. I couldn't leave you hanging. There she is. Look at that bright green power LED. Yay! LED power, finally!